How you doing, Dr. Han? All right, I'm gonna go over with you how my program works in better detail. I've been keep having issues with this. So from the top, let's see. And here's our exotic car dealership program. It shows our flow pane and a giant anchor pane. I'm sorry, actually, it's just a regular pane. Shows all of the objects I declared. We have our convertibles at the very end. Five manufacturers. We show minimal details here. We have a buy button, and we have individual cards that represent individual objects. So if we click on it, we get details such as the acceleration, the cylinder count, and this number that I added called the ID, also displayed up here. That way it's easier to track the different objects. The search algorithm works as follows. We can sort by Ferrari, McLaren, Aston Martin, and we can see whichever one we want to see when, like in these. This program works in a sequential fashion. So it's like first you pick the manufacturer, and then it'll get refined about which color you want to see. So it's like you can only pick one, you can only see one color at a time. So if you want to see like all the manufacturers that we have in black or all white, you can do that, but certain other combinations you can't do. Basically, you can't see red and white cars. In SQL, this is kind of an easier thing to program for, but I'm not it's much very easy to do that in SQL to do a query like that, but I don't know. I'm still new to Java. Anyway, you can sort by ascending or descending. Descending sets the Lamborghinis at the top. Price by ascending sets the Maseratis at the top. We can also sort by convertibles. We have one of each, and we have the convertible little variable highlighted as true. If we click on it, again, it shows the details. The object number is number 32. If we click on buy, this shows that the program, it's going to reject, so it'll reject input. So this is where we demonstrate input validation. It's only supposed to accept numbers here. I'm sorry, letters here. So we'll put, I'll add 12. Let me just add 1, and then I'll do actual name here, which is my name. Let's see. So this one's programmed to accept 16-digit length. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then security code is supposed to be 3 digits. We'll do 1 and then A just to demonstrate that it will reject it. And then the expiration date, we'll just put 2005. So as you can see, it accepted a credit card number but nothing else. So we'll change this to my actual name. Will reduce, no, actually that one's fine. So this one will change to 1, 2, 3, and then this one is looking for format XX over XX, so we'll say 0000, and it works. Oopsies. So there we go. Had to delete that little colon there. Anyway, so this is a receipt. It shows which car we bought. It shows the date. Shows the item, the price, the card number that we use, their subtotal, taxes at 6%. I just set it there at, I don't know, just seems right. I mean, it's kind of printed out like a gas station receipt for your exotic car, but it still works. So let me go over how the program actually works. So what is it doing over here? Basically just starts off right here and it launches the application view controller. Let's see, what is it doing that here? This is like the main one. It's just a giant flow pane, and let me see. So yeah, we got a giant flow pane, and it just that's actually just the part in the center, and things are added and removed to it, those little objects. We have our checkboxes here representing all the manufacturers, the radio buttons for the colors, the toggle group that I use to keep it so you can only select one at a time. We have the radio buttons for sorting ascending and descending, and then we have the toggle group. We also have the convertible toggle group. Here I have a primitive array of cars and of car objects, and I just declared them in with different colors. And then the last ones are turned into convertibles by this initialize method. I have a list of cars here that are all the cars for sale, and then we have basically passes the primitive array into that as a list, and then we have a display list that I use to show which cars we want to display to the user. This is the filter method that's executed every single time one of the checkboxes is clicked on. If it basically checks the manufacturers first, so if the manufacturer is selected, it'll call the filter by manufacturer method, and then it'll pass the enumerated type of Ferrari. So I'll go through the two enums that I have here. And actually this is a good time to go through with the car class. So we'll hop back to the filter method in a second. This is the car class. Each car has a string for price, acceleration, color, cylinder count. It has a boolean for convertible, stores an image view, picture, object, picture variable, and integer for car ID number. I have a static integer ID generator here that will make an ID for a car object anytime it's instantiated. I have the basic getter and setter methods. I have the concrete class, Ferrari, Lamborghini, Maserati here. They're all variations of each other. The price is locked in. The manufacturers locked in at McLaren. The price is locked in. The acceleration, and the picture is all locked in per manufacturer. That way, any instance of that manufacturer has like the same stats besides color. The manufacturers and the color, the manufacturers and colors are just enums, so I think this is the right implementation of them, so I just thought I'd try and get a little fancy with it. I'm not even sure if that's fancy. So let's say application controller, card controller. We've been through application controller, card controller. Each card is actually, no, we haven't gone through the application controller. So the application controller, let me see. So each time the checkbox is selected, the filter by manufacturer method is called upon, and we pass in this enum as an argument. The filter by manufacturer method is right here. We see that it accepts an enum as an argument. It works on the basis of declaring a list called a collected list. It takes the current cars for sale, uses the stream method on it, and then executes the filter method. And it's looking for cars with manufacturer equal to the type that we're passing in. Once those cars have been identified, that stream is passed into basically the collected list. Then the collected list is added to the display list. The filter by manufacturer function works the same way, except it works kind of opposite, but the same. It uses the same filter method and list, but it looks for anything not equal to the type that we're passing in, and it'll remove everything that's in our display list it'll remove everything that's in our collected list from the display list. This filter by manufacturer works on the actual main list of objects that we have. Filter by convertible also works on the the display list, so it removes things that are not equal to that are not convertibles. Sort by ascending and descending basically utilizes the collection sort function. I declared a new comparator method in there, and it compares car 1 and car 2, and it'll get the integer value of their prices since they are strings, and it'll sort them from in ascending order. And then this one is just basically the same method, just reversed, and it gives us the cars in descending order. The display list method basically accepts a list as an argument, a list of cars as an argument, and it'll display a fxml document for each one. What else do we got here? Application controller, card controller. We have each car. Every time we have a card controller instantiated, I have a method here called the set data method, and it passes in a car as an object, and it basically sets everything up in that next pane. So we have the manufacturer, the color, the price, the convert, whether it's convertible or not. And all this data is displayed in those tiny little icons. Here I show that. Here I basically wrote a little if statement that it just makes the convertibles a little bit easier to identify. Kind of a minute point, but basically when you're looking at just a list of cars, it's hard to tell which ones are convertibles since they're all the same font. So I just made it bold and orange. Anytime you click on the buy button up here, basically it'll try to it'll execute the purchase form controller, and it'll set the data again. The purchase form controller has a set data method that accepts a car as an argument, and I think I'll go through with that in a minute. The details method is executed anytime that's clicked in the pane, so it'll show us our bigger picture. It has its own controller, and I'm not sure why I have string no value over here. Anyway, I'm not gonna mess with that right now. So we have the details method that executes some fxml documents, and the onBuy executes its own fxml documents. They both have their own set data methods, and they both accept cars as arguments, so they're very similar. This one just shows the bigger details. This one will take us to our next controller. So I think I've explained the abstract car class. Car details controller, I think I went through with this one. I'm not sure. This one shows the details. It has labels for ID fields, colors, cylinder count, acceleration, and all that good stuff. Here's the set data method, accepts the car as an argument. Literally a copy of the other method. Car details, purchase form controller. Purchase form controller has its own let's see, it has its own set data method that accepts a car as an object, car as an argument, and then it'll set that basically it'll show you which car you're buying. And then let me see. So we have these anytime you click on the continue button, any text that you've added to the anytime you click on the continue button, it'll declare these booleans basically that I use to determine whether input validation has been completed. The first one will check to make sure that the first name field and last name field match the regular expressions between lowercase a through z and uppercase a through z. If not, it'll prompt the user. It'll set this little warning label to say please enter only letters, please enter only letters. If the credit card number length is equal to 16 and the credit card number field is just values 0 through 9, credit card number will be set to credit card verified will be set to true. Credit card number, if it's not, it will display the little warning label. The security code has to be length 3 and also has to match. It has to be between numbers between 0 through 9. Let me see, and otherwise this warning will pop up. Expiration. This one is actually just looking for date numbers in a format, specifically a digit followed 2 digits followed by a backslash followed by 2 more digits. If not, it just prompts the user to enter in this format right here. Then if all these booleans are found to be true, if all these booleans are found to be true, it'll execute our receipt controller. So it makes an instance of the receipt controller. Receipt controller has its own set data method, accepts the car. This one's a little bit different. It'll accept the card number as well. That way it'll show you the card that you paid with. So what else do we got here? Here's the set data method, accepts the car as an argument, accepts the string for the card number. There's some wrapper classes manipulating. I'm doing some math here with some wrapper classes and stuff and strings, so it's kind of ugly, but it works for now. And it's really just like a series of labels. I should have added a table view, but it was a bit more complex, and I'm literally running out of time. With that being said, I think I've shown everything. So I've shown the sort algorithm, I've shown the controller, shown the car class, the enum class, how the credit card application works, and the receipt. Dr. Han, I hope you found it satisfactory, and I hope you have a good New Year.